What's up guys, and welcome to the latest SBC video. Today we will look at the big one. We will look at the Premier League. Obviously, the Premier League has been part of the latest release cycle. EA released a couple of weeks ago the Premier League and the Saudi Arabian League. The latter we already did, so check out my channel if you're interested in that video. Today we will look at the Premier League. Now obviously the special card is a 87 rated Harry Kane card, 75 pace, 91 shooting, 80 passing and 83 dribbling with a 85 physical stat. Plus you get 40,000 additional coins as the overall reward, plus obviously the 20 individual packs and coin bonuses that I will explain in a little bit. Now surprisingly, this squad building challenge is not too difficult and hence not too expensive. Which might sound surprising given that it's probably the most popular league on FIFA 17. But the reason is that Harry Kane has this year so far 10 different cards out there already, and the 87 rated version is only I think the 5th or the 6th best card. So there are a lot better cards of Harry Kane if you want to have Harry Kane in your team. So EA decided to design this SBC in a way that is not too expensive, because obviously the card is not worth as much. Now, what does this mean for the individual teams? It means that all the good teams, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Spurs, all the good teams have an 80 rating requirement. So you don't need any superstar players. I think I haven't used any player in this SBC that is rated 85 or higher. So it is really easy to complete. You will have a lot of these players in your team already. So if you haven't already done so, you should definitely do this SBC now. Probably not all at once, but try with the teams that you have a lot of players of, and then basically gradually build your way up and complete the teams one by one. What we will do today is we will do all the teams at once, open all the packs obviously, and then eventually also get that Harry Kane card. Now the rewards of this Premier League SBC in total, including the 40,000 coin bonus as the overall reward, are worth 431,000 coins, guys. That is an insane amount of coins. Basically, obviously we don't get it in coin value, we will get it in packs mostly. We will get around 50,000 coins as bonus, and the rest is just packs. There's a lot of 25k packs out here, so there is a decent chance to also pack good players. In terms of investment, I had to invest 70,000 coins for the players I haven't had yet. I did obviously have a lot of Premier League players in my club already, but the ones I did not have yet, I had to pay 70,000 coins worth of coins, which obviously gives me a margin, not a real margin, but basically de facto margin of around 360,000 coins. And obviously the packs will tell if we indeed make money, which I assume we will, given that the margin is so high already. Let's jump right into the teams. We will start with Arsenal. And as I said, the rating requirement for the top teams is only 80. So as you can see right here, Ramsey is my top player. All the other players basically hover around the 80 rating mark. A couple of them lower. I actually put in one silver player as well. So this is super easy to complete. And we get a prime gold players pack as a reward. So let's quickly go through all the teams one by one. Next up is Bournemouth. Bournemouth actually the team where I had to pay more than the reward is worth. We get 1,000 coins plus I think a 2 rare gold players pack for it. But a lot of the silver players, given that they don't have many gold players, a lot of the silver players go for quite a bit. So I had to pay more than 10,000 coins for this team. But obviously the overall greater good is what counts, so I was happy to do so. Let's submit this team, collect the pack, collect the coins, and move on to the next team, in this case Burnley. Burnley, pretty low requirement, 71 rated team is required. I lose a lot of the gold players, so we overshoot in terms of rating. But this is cheaper, guys, than using silver players or bronze players, because they, specifically the silver players, they increase in price quite a bit. So rather overshoot the rating and pay less coins. So let's submit this for a premium gold pack, so a 7.5k pack that is, and move on to Chelsea, which similar to Arsenal has a 80 rating requirement. So the highest rated player I think is Begovic in goal, and Cahill is a center back. John Terry in there as well, but the rest, as you can see, 2 silver players in here, the rest 81s, 77s, 79s, 78s. Really low rated players for Chelsea, who will probably win the title this year. We get a premium gold players pack for this team, plus another 1,000 coins. So this will obviously help us to recoup some of the investments we had to do to complete all the teams, and we move on to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, 67 rated. One of the medium teams that have a rather high rating requirement, but as you can see, they have a lot of goal players, so it's not too complicated to complete this team in a rather cheap fashion. If I look at my list, I paid 2,000 coins for the remaining players that I didn't have yet, and I get 12.5k worth of coins as a reward. So let's submit this for a gold players pack and move on to the next team. In this case, I think, yes, it is indeed Everton. 79 rating requirements, so really up there with the Manchester Uniteds, the Arsenal, the Chelseas in terms of requirements. But as you can see, a lot of gold players available. Williams, the highest rated player we use, and we can even put a bronze player in this team and still make the rating requirement. Let's submit this for a premium gold players pack and move on to the next team, which is Hull in this case, and then Leicester is the next one. Lower rated requirement, 73 only, so we can use 2 silvers, we can use 2 bronzes for a premium gold pack. Nothing really to say about this team. Pretty easy, especially if you have a couple of the players in your team already. Leicester, I think Slimani in this case is the highest rated player, 83 rated player I wouldn't normally use, so I'm happy to submit him in this team. Hood in there as well, and another 80 rated player in midfield. The rest basically, and Sila in goal as 81 rated player. The rest just high rated 70s, one silver player, 1 bronze player. Not too difficult to complete. In this case for a jumbo premium gold pack, so for a 15k pack. Next up is Liverpool, and it's another team, one of the top teams that has an 80 rated requirement. As you can see on the bench, I don't even have to use Sturridge here. Origi is just fine. I can use 2 silver players, and with Matip and Mignolet I think are the highest rated players, with Henderson as well, 82 rated. It's super easy to build those 80 rated squads, guys. So as you can see, if you haven't done the top teams yet, it's probably easier even to do the top teams than the lower rated teams, because the top teams, the players don't increase in price much. For Jordan Henderson in this case, I paid 1,300 coins, so this is not a lot at all. As I said, Bournemouth for me was the most expensive team by far, so rather start with the top teams even. You might have some players already. Let's submit this for a rare gold pack and another 1,000 coins as an additional bonus. And move on to Manchester City. Now we have 3 top teams in a row. Liverpool was the first one. Man City is the next one. Again, 80 rating requirement. Not too difficult. 83 rating here. Again, our highest rated player, Nolito. And the rest just around the 80 rating mark. Not too difficult. And in this case, we get another 1,000 coin bonus plus... I'm not sure what pack it is. A premium gold players pack. So 3 rare players will come out of this pack. Obviously not the best pack for top players, but as I said, not the most expensive one to get. So I'm happy with that reward as well. And the third top team in a row is obviously Manchester United, where Herrera as an 83 rated player is our top card. Bastian Schweinsteiger in there as well with his legacy card, 82 rated. Center mid for a mega pack in this case. And again, 80 rating is the overall requirement for this Manchester United squad. Most of the teams have a 95 chemistry requirement as well, so you have some leeway to play 1 or 2 players out of position depending how badly you position them, but 1 player out of position is usually totally fine, so you have that 1 joker card. Just right here, as I use Downing, I think it is, as a chem, as their right mid position, so he only gets a little bit of chemistry 2 in this case, so this doesn't even hurt because we still have, as you can see in the top right corner, we still have 100 chemistry, and 95 would be the magic threshold. Again, we overshoot a little bit in terms of the rating here for Middlesbrough for a premium gold pack. But again, guys, it's cheaper to use gold players than use the silver players. Doesn't really make sense in terms of how the market works. But obviously, I gladly accept the fact that I can get my team done much cheaper. We move on to Southampton for a rare gold pack again. And as you can see, guys, 3 bronze players, 1 silver player. It's not too difficult to complete these teams, especially if they have rather low rating requirements. In this case, it's a 74, which you can do if you have a couple of high rated player, a couple of bronzes, and you average out a low 70 rated team. Let's move on to the next one, which I think is the Spurs as the final, top team. In this case, they have a 79 rating requirement, which we hit perfectly. Dele Alli is our highest rated player. Then he rose the next one, and the rest, as you can see in the squad lineup, It's not too difficult. Again, high rated 70s, low rated 80s is all you need to complete this squad. I have one bronze player in there. I was trying to use two, but then I had to buy one more gold player, so I decided, what the heck, let's just submit the team. Just submit the team as it is right now. I wouldn't use any of these players anyway, so I'm fine with submitting it the way it is. We get a premium gold players pack for this one. So again, three rare gold players that are waiting for us in these packs. And I think we have 6 teams left. Yes, indeed. So let's move on to Stoke City, one of the teams with a medium 70 requirement. 75 it is exactly. And as you can see, 3 bronze players, the rest just random golds, 2 rare cards is all it takes basically to complete this team. Let's submit it right away for a jumbo premium gold pack, so another 15k pack in this case, and move on to the next team, which is Sunderland. Only 5 more teams to complete, and then we can open all these packs. Now, as you can see here, 4 bronze players, 2 silver players, so it's really easy to complete Sunderland. It's only a 73 rated squad that is required, and as you can see, my best player is a 78 rated player, so you should be able to complete this with quite ease. I don't think I had to buy any player, especially with the bronze pack method. You will have bronze players available. You might even have 1 or 2 silver players from the bronze pack method. So this is not too difficult for a gold players pack. Now 4 teams remain to be completed. The first one that we will take a look at is Swansea. For Swansea, I had a lot of players in extras. As you can see on my bench, I have a couple of gold players available. You need 73 rated squad again. And I can again use 4 bronzes, 1 silver, and I'm still perfectly fine with the squad, and I get another rare gold pack as a reward. Next up is the Watford team. Only 3 teams remain to be completed. 3 bronze, 1 silver for a 74 rated team. This is all it takes for a gold players pack in this case. And the final 2 gold packs will come from West Brom and West Ham, respectively. West Brom in particular is super easy. 72 rated team, and as you can see, I have 5 bronze players, guys. 5 bronze players in this team. You will have those if you do the bronze pack method. I had to buy 1 silver player in this case for roughly 1,000 coins. And the golds, I think I had everyone but Charlie in my team already, so this was a super cheap team to complete, and we get another rare gold pack as a reward. West Brom is completed, and we can move on to the final team of the Premier League SBC, which is West Ham United. A little bit more difficult. 76 rating is required. Only 1 bronze in this case, only 2 silvers, the rest is full gold. A couple of rares in there as well, but as you can see from the rating, the highest rated one is Reed with an 81 rating, and then we also have Figuli with an 80 rating. The rest, basically high 70s, is all it takes to basically equalize those bronze and silver players, and you can still manage to get the rating and the chemistry that is required, in this case 76 and 95 respectively. Let's submit this and thereby complete the Premier League SBC challenge and get our hands on that 87 special card Harry Kane, and obviously also the 40,000 coins that make up more than half of the investment we had to do to get these teams completed. Harry Kane, welcome to the team. Let's send him to the club and then get our hands on those 20 packs. A lot of 25k packs in there as well, a lot of rare packs, so there is a decent chance to pull some good players. The team of the week currently is pretty decent as well. I think Coutinho is in there, Lewandowski obviously is in there, Isco is in there, so a couple of good players. There are also special man of the match cards out there. I already pulled a player from the French league earlier this week, so if you're interested, check out this video as well. But for now, guys, it's 20 gold packs. A lot of premium gold packs, a couple of 15k packs, a lot of rare gold packs, mega pack, and then the players packs, and the 2 rare gold players pack in there. Let's start with that one maybe to get it out of the way. 2 rare players. What do we get? Just regular flair, so nothing too exciting can be expected here. 1 player from Tires, Aquino, and the other player is, let's see who it is. It's Casco from the Primera División. We already have him, so we just send him to the transfer list and move on to the other gold packs. Let's quickly go through them. as obviously there's only 3 rare cards in those. Let's see whether there's a decent flare. There is not, so let's skip the pack and see what we have. It's Navas. That is not too bad. I have submitted him earlier in one of the challenges. Always a good player to use. Spanish and Premier League is always a decent combination to have in your club for Squad Building challenges, for the marquee matchups. In particular, they almost always require one of the 2 leagues as one of the featured matchups. Next up, a pack that has Eden Hazard on the pack. Again, no big flair. Let's skip it real quick. Let's see what we have though as the only rare player. It's Roger from Levante, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Levante that is, from the 2nd Spanish league. Let's send all the rest to the club and send the duplicate player to the transfer list. Discard the trainer and the ball and move on to the next. I think we have a couple of more 7.5k packs. Indeed, we have one more, and then we have the 15k packs next. So let's see what we're getting here. Not even a flare, so there is no rare player in here. Let's skip it really quick. A player from Toulouse in here, and another Eredivisie player. We submitted both SBC challenges already for that De Jong and that Lacazette card. Not really happy with Lacazette, really, have to say. I think that Higuain card from the Calcio A is much, much better. But maybe I just have to give him a couple of more games. Again, in the first 15k pack, no big flair, so we just go through it real quick. Let's see what we have. Cuadrado, that's not too bad. He won't go for much, obviously, but he is still a decent player to have, just because of the rating, really. If you need to submit Serie A squads and you need a good rating. As you can see, he goes for 4k, roughly 3.5 to 4k. That is a decent player. Obviously not the superstar that we're hoping for, but still a decent player to have. No duplicate players, so we can just discard all the junk we have left after sending the non-duplicates to the club and move on to the next 15k pack. After that, we have one more left and then move on to the rare packs. In this pack, James Rodriguez was on the front, and we get Janssen, who we just submitted for the Tottenham Hotspurs team, in the pack. No rare player as non-duplicates. I think there was a flare though, yes, but it was for a silver player for the Legia Warsaw players. So we send all those 3 guys to the transfer list, and I'll list them up once I'm done with opening all these packs. Let's move on to the rare packs now. I think we have a couple of them. We have another 15k pack, and then we have the rare gold packs. We have a couple of them. Most of them came from the bigger teams. And again, we have no special player in here. 3 rare cards though, which isn't too bad. Let's see who it is. Again, an 83 rated player, Rodriguez from Fiorentina. Always good to have. The transferred Badstuber, always good to have as well, because the Bundesliga guys will be the next SBC league, release. I'm pretty sure they released all 4 major leagues so far, so the Bundesliga would be the 5th one, and it would be just in line with the others. Let's send these cards to the club and then see if they have duplicates. Yes, indeed, we have Mr. Ritchie from Newcastle United. We will be listed up later. We will discard the stadium and the ball and then move on to the rare packs. Let's see what we get in those. We have 4 of them, and then mega packs and a couple of gold players packs. Some of them rare gold players packs. First one, 3 rare players, no special card though, not an 84 plus rated player either. So let's see what we have. We have Lovren, who we, not sure if we just submitted him or not. I think we didn't, but again, doesn't really matter. We get 3 Premier League player back to the club, which is pretty decent. Couple of contracts, couple of fitness cards in there as well. We don't need the kit because we already have it, and we move on to the next rare players, a rare gold pack in this case. 3 of them left. Again, no big flare. I'm really surprised. We have a lot of rare cards, but no player has been rated higher than 84 or 84, which would also be a decent flare already. We get Kurt Zouma back, who we just submitted for the Chelsea team, and we get a lot of position modifiers, which is not too bad. Always good to have, especially for SBCs where you lack 1 or 2 chemistry points. Then these come in really handy, so I gladly take them so I don't have to buy them later. 2 more rare gold packs left. I would really like, we have 11 packs left, guys, by the way. Really pack a decent player. Again, 3 rare players, none of them special, none of them rated 84 or higher in this one. And we get Zila back and Alonso, who we just submitted. So Always good to have Premier League material in your club, but obviously would have been if it was a decent card, a one that's actually worth a little bit. The Real Madrid badge might go for a couple of hundreds. Not sure, but I listed it anyway. I have enough spots on the transfer list available to do so, and I'll discard the head trainer and move on to the final rare gold pack. I think the mega pack should be the last one we open. Let me have a look at the other remaining packs after I'm done with this. We pack Heung-min Son, a 79 rated upgraded version of him. Also got a new profile picture recently. Let's see what else we get. Romeo, who we also submitted. So we get a lot of players back. Always is a surprise. It happens quite a bit to me, at least. That I immediately get the players back that I just submitted. Not too bad though, but obviously we wanted those superstar cards and we only have 9 packs left to get them. Let's see what we have. We have the Prime Gold Players pack, which will be a decent pack. Premium Gold Players. Let's go with the Gold Players packs next. We have 3 of them, and then we have Premium versions, Prime Gold Players pack, and a Mega pack. Obviously only 1 rare card in those packs, so it's not too surprising to not get a good player. We get Smolov, who we already have the special version of, given that we completed the Russian League SBC earlier, so check out that video as well on the channel. That was, I think, the first League SBC that we ever completed together with the Eredivisie one, which was released on the same day. Next Gold Players pack, Marco Reus is on the pack. I would really like to see him pop up, but again, just a regular player. There will be a rare card, might be a silver one, given that there was a non-rare gold popping up. Indeed, it is Diallo from, not even sure what league that is, the second French league. At least we get Rojo back, and Fernandez as well from Swansea, who we both just submitted. But again, I'm really disappointed in the lack of good players. I thought EA would be giving out more, so let's send all those to the transfer list and move on to the final gold players pack that we have left. Di Maria on the pack. Let's see whether we finally get a decent player. Again, just a regular rare. In this case, it is from Valencia, from Everton. I think we just got him in one of the earlier packs as well. So he might be, yes, indeed. He is a duplicate, so I will list him up later. Now, it might seem a little bit disappointing that we haven't had any superstar really, but keep in mind, guys, that this SBC was really, really cheap. I paid 70,000 coins for it and got 430,000 coins worth of rewards. So it's not like I'm expecting loads and loads of superstars, but obviously it would be nice to get our hands on 1 or 2 of them. And we only have 6 packs left to pack any good player. Let's go with the Premium Gold Players packs next. Again, I think we have 3 or 4 of them. And in the first one, we get 3 rare players, and again, no special card, no superstar. So we just quickly send all of this to the club. Nothing really worth mentioning here. A couple of duplicates that we'll list up later. Obviously, they'll bring us a couple of coins as well. So I'm pretty sure I'll recoup my 70,000 coins, given that we already got 40,000 coins plus back in coin bonuses. And obviously all the duplicates will sell as well. Next up, again, 3 rare cards, no special version. It was an English player though that popped up, and it was Ings that we got back. West Ham player in there as well, and unfortunately a silver rare player, which is always the situation that you don't want to have, that one of your rare players is actually from the lower, basically the lower level tier of cards. And we have 2 Premium Gold Players packs left, and then the Prime Gold Players pack and the Mega pack. The best player that we had so far, I'm not quite sure, it might have been Cuadrado, was probably one of the better ones they received. We get, in this case, Sigurdsson from Swansea, 82 rated player, not too bad as well from the Premier League, always good to have those cards. And we also get Felipe Anderson from Lazio. Other than that, we get the Troll Hazard in here as well. A couple of duplicates that I'll just list up later. And again, I think I saw a rare silver card. So again, unfortunate circumstances. Only 2 rare golds in this pack. Now the final Premium Gold Players pack. Again, Angel Di Maria on the pack. Let's hope we get a decent card in here. And again, only regular rares. In this case, Jan Vertonghen though, I already have him in my team. I'm actually using him in rotation with Smalling and I think 2 other center backs. Even I don't have him anymore. Huh, that's surprising. I must have used him in one of the SBCs as of late. I was thinking about using him in the Spurs SBC, but then I used I think the Austrian center back from Spurs, and we also got Morrison back from West Brom. So I'm happy to have those 2 guys back. No duplicate is worth mentioning really, given that the La Liga is the only SBC that is outstanding. I'm not really sure when I'm doing this, because obviously the Real Madrid and the Barcelona squads require hefty investments. So it's really a gamble whether this SBC really pays off. Now we have 2 more packs for the Premier League SBC to open. We have the Mega Pack and the Prime Gold Players Pack. Let's go with the Prime Gold Players Packs first. 12 players, 6 of them being rare, so hopefully we get something decent in here. And again, no special card, guys. This is somewhat surprising and somewhat disappointing really by now. We get Carvalho, who always pops up in those packs. I must have pulled him a zillion times by now in this year's FIFA. Rating wise, it's not too bad, the card, but obviously I would not use him. And I'm already done with the Liga NOS SBC as well. We also get Inks again, who we just pulled a couple of packs back. So that is not too good either, because he was a rare card, so it should have been someone else ideally. The final pack, guys, we just completed the Premier League SBC, got our hands on that special Harry Kane card, 87 rated. We got 20 packs, nothing really important in there. No special card, no big flair, no man of the match, no team of the week. So let's hope the final Mega Pack gives us something decent. We have 18 items that are rare, so let's no. Already disappointment in here. We get Piszczek as our best player in that pack, 82 rated, right back from Borussia Dortmund. And let's see what else we get. Nothing really worth mentioning. And again, a rare silver player who takes up some of the rare capacities that we have, and then lower rated players from the 2nd Bundesliga and the 2nd Spanish League. I'll list them up later, but this is it, guys. This is the Premier League SBC, even though I actually ran out of capacity, so I just quick sell this player as well, plus the fitness coach. As I was saying, guys, the pack opening wasn't too good in terms of what we got in as players. I think 83 rating in Cuadrado was the best player we got. However, these teams, 20 teams, most of them have a medium 70 rating requirement. The top teams, Arsenal, Man City, Man United, I think Liverpool, and missing one, Chelsea, all have an 80 rating requirement. So these are really easy to complete teams. If you haven't done so, you definitely should. And I hope you guys have a better pack luck than I had. So let me know in the comments down below what you packed, and I will see you in the next video, guys.